Today I'm gonna be installing brand new performance mods on my valve train.
Uh-oh.
But along the way, I made some very costly mistakes. And halfway through my build, I got a very bad surprise. So let's start this video at the beginning. So my engine spun a bearing and I decided, why not buy a new one? And while this engine was taken apart, I said, why not spend $7K on parts to try to build a 300 horsepower engine since my engine was already out? NA was not happy.
And I'm still not happy.
So I began installing my parts and then I realized I bought the wrong intake valve. And now I gotta take all this apart again and redo everything that I did. And to top it all off, I had to move my car because my landlord told me I could no longer work on my car there. So now we're here. New place, new intake valves, and basically redoing everything. Oh, it's gonna be such a headache. Step one, remove all this.
There you go.
Oh, that was a cute little shot.
Uh-oh. It doesn't fit. I hope this shit doesn't fall apart. Now we gotta uninstall the old valves. And now that we took everything off, we have to lap the valves again. Oh yeah, look at these new valves. Now we're just gonna apply this valve lapping compound. Gonna get some oil. Just start lapping. The grinding pattern on this one just sits lower. It's just a better seal versus these. See how it has this silver lining right here? That means it sits higher. It doesn't seal as good. I had to buy another head gasket. If you guys didn't know, once you use them and then you go and take the valve train back off, they're done. Like, you can't reuse these. This time I'm going with the Cometic gasket, NASCAR Performance. Nah, but seriously, this is just the OEM one. Now we just seat the valve train. Next, I'm just gonna put these springs back in, lube them up. I'm putting the nuts and washers back on, but before I do that, I have to grease them up again.
So because Chris can't drive anymore, it's Chris walks, not Chris drives.
You're not allowed in the videos anymore. Tightening them down so then I could go back and torque them down. Timu keeps wanting to partner with me. I'm all flipped over. Guys, this Timu car part is amazing. Go buy it. Yeah, I just blew up because of the Timu part. So there's a certain pattern you have to torque these down in, and I'll show you guys a picture right here. Since I am using ARP bolts, I have to torque them down all the way to 80 foot-pounds, but it says to do them in 3 steps. So right now I'm doing 26, then I'll do like 50, and then from there I'll do like 80.
I'm convinced this is not actually hard.
Go, I'm holding it. Now we're just gonna throw the rocker arms back on. We're gonna do the cams next, and then we're gonna do the oil pump and all the other stuff to finally tie up this engine. We just gotta put assembly lube all over this. We want as much as we can on here. We don't wanna start this dry.
Like Nickelodeon slime.
Nickelodeon. Glizzy it up. Now we're gonna get all our cam caps and just pop these hoses in. We're gonna snug them down in sequence so nothing bends, and I will put that up as well. So let's talk about why I even spent $4,000 for no reason, according to my girlfriend. Like these cams, for example. They're a bit taller and a bit wider, meaning the valves open more and for a longer period of time, allowing more air in on the intake side and more air out on the exhaust side. All of these upgrades paired with the new induction and the new exhausts can allow us to pull in more air, thus creating more power, hopefully getting us to 300 horsepower. Let's find out if we're even gonna get there. I really hope so. It's just scary. Next, I'm gonna throw on this oil baffle for the Type S oil pump. I'm just reusing the same bolts from the old baffle. The kit I bought, I guess, doesn't come with new bolts. This is the Type S oil pump, and it's ported from 4-piston racing. It's gonna allow us to push the car just a bit harder to get to that peak range of power. It's gonna be the tallest bolt right here, medium bolt back here. Perfect. I completely forgot that you're supposed to install the oil pump with the chain, because if not, it won't fit at all. It's like one mistake after another.
You tripping?
Okay, so here's how you're actually supposed to do it. You want to go ahead and install this, and then you can put it in. And now it's tied up to that. Now you can tighten everything down. I feel like some people really care about torque specs like me, and others just don't give a shit. But I don't want to mess anything up. Maybe down the line, I just won't care anymore. Right now is my first engine, so just try not to fuck up while we're ahead. I have the Drag Cartel timing chain holder, but I'm just gonna put this on for now, and then later down the line, I will install that. No. Why? Like I barely tapped it. It stripped the inside of the case. So now I gotta find a drill and tap kit and probably try to fix it. I'm just gonna pull the holder that holds in the actual tension guide. And now that's gonna put tension on this chain. And now like, it's nice and tight, not gonna go anywhere. Now I'm just gonna flip it back over so I could get the actual timing done. I'm gonna use this to time the cams. So I'm just gonna turn this until this hole lines up. Okay, just push that all the way in. Perfect. So if we match this arrow with this arrow, that's top dead center. Okay, so that matches with this and everything should be good. Oh.
How do you even know how to time it right?
I don't know, it's my first time. Let's see. Oops. I'm going to hold this. And I got this, so if I ever need to do any head work, I don't have to take the whole engine out of the car. It holds it up, and it's also an extra protection barrier, so the chain doesn't come flying out. And then I'm gonna turn the engine over a couple times just to make sure everything's good. I will be checking to make sure these are top dead center. These line up together right here. At this point, I'm just having fun doing this shit. It's like a little game trying to get the dots back in. Okay, so I just put some Honda Bond all over that edge right there, because we gotta block off the oil from getting into the water. I just gotta throw this back on, tighten it down. We already replaced the O-ring in the middle right there. Hopefully it doesn't spray everywhere. Somebody. Oh. Next we gotta throw some Honda Bond on this. I'll put up a picture so you can see where it goes exactly. So I just got a new pan because the old one was just messed up. Put some gasket sealant around the edge and we'll be good to go. So excited. Yeah. Now I will say I'm actually pretty surprised I was able to make it this far along the build without running into any major issues, knock on wood. So for context, it's been at least like 60 hours put into this engine and I'm still nowhere near done. I just want to finish this already. I'm tired, but this has been, it's been an experience for sure, but I'm just over it.
Warning.
It's starting to look very legit. Woohoo!
My car's check engine light came on, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's cute. Not gonna do anything about that. After driving, like I was starting to hear some.
Trying to finish this engine to put it in the car. Let's get it.
Uh,
I just want to sleep. Here it goes. Oh, damn. Way too much. I think it came out like shit. honestly, but what do you expect from the first time painting something? The only good thing that came out was this Honda logo. So anytime you install new cams, you have to do what is called valve gapping. And that just means you set the gap for these rocker arms here to the valve stem, and that's gonna give you optimal performance. So this is what you want right here. It's slight drag. This one, no drag. You can't even feel it. Time for the spark plugs. Nay, listen to me very carefully. I don't want you to get mad. I don't want you to get angry. I don't know where I put the bolts for the starter. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members. Cheers. Time to get that onto that. And then it's almost done. It's so beautiful. All right, now it's time to put the car inside of here.
How does it feel?
Oh, hey, I farted really nasty. Do that shit again, because I know that shit got heard on the mic. So today's the day that I'm finally getting the engine off of the engine stand, and we're gonna prep it to mate with the transmission. And then after that, it's gonna go back into the car, and it's gonna look beautiful. So now I have to take this stuff off. We got it down. Now we have to put the transmission on. Before I put on the flywheel or the clutch, I'm gonna change this rear main seal. Might as well, since I'm already here, and it's better to have a new one than to have an old one that's probably gonna fail sometime in the future. Now that the clutch is in, the flywheel's in, everything's torqued down, ready to go, now it's time to throw in the transmission. And this is gonna be a pain, I think. Oh, it's not that bad.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
I thought that was gonna take longer. Now it's time to throw the starter on, and I actually found the bolts.
Hey, weren't these the ones that I was mad at?
Then just throw that bad boy on. Okay, so now I am just going to put the chains on so that I can pick up the engine and the transmission. It's gonna be the scariest part. Okay, go. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh fuck, pull him out here.
You did it!
This shit hurts. Okay, now all that's left to do is just go back and connect everything, which is gonna take a while because I don't know if I remember where everything goes.
My love, my love, my love. How much horsepower do you think we're gonna get?
I hope we get 300, but that's wishful thinking. So let's just see. Let's just get through finishing this out, and then we can worry about the horsepowers.
I'm thinking 260 realistically.
Really? So we basically take all of this off. The calipers, the rotor. I'm just taking off the rotor to make it lighter, but you don't really have to take the rotor off. If you guys recall, this is the side that gave me huge problems trying to get the ball joints out. And I hope that this fork actually helps. It worked on the other side pretty well. The only thing about this fork is it kind of destroys the ball bearing. I would say use it as a last resort, like if you have new ones like I do. And then you just give it some good old hammers. All right, so I just changed my ball joints, right?
Was.
Look, brand new ball joints. And then I was like, let me just check my wheel bearing, right? Look at this shit. Yeah, no, that's definitely not supposed to happen.
So now what?
I don't know. Look, compared to this one.
Oh shit.
See?
Wait, that actually, wait, I see it.
I need a new ball bearing.
So we can't install?
I guess not.
But how are we gonna move the car?
Check what time AutoZone closes. So I sent my girl to go get the new ball bearings while I try to hammer these out. And let me tell you, this thing was a mission. I had to do this tonight because I had to get this car in. I can't close the garage because we have it so far out. So here I am, hammering and hammering away to no avail, dude. I just accepted defeat at this point. I finally got the damn bearings out and they ricocheted and they hit me. I don't know why I didn't just get the tool.
One eternity later.
Got the new one installed.
Okay, it's the next day, and for some reason we got smarter and we got tools, which I don't know why we didn't do yesterday.
Because it was late and nothing was open. Whatever. We did it, we're here, we're doing it.
What was fucked up you said yesterday?
So, because he didn't have any of these tools, he was trying to hammer it out, hammered his finger. It was a whole thing. Like, it was the worst night of our lives. Look at that bearing. So we're gonna plug the battery in and turn on the
I
car.
already plugged it in, so now we gotta turn on the car and I'm very scared. So.
Ah!
Took so long to get here, we're just gonna double check everything. Just filling up the fuel injector, so I'm just going back and forth a couple times just until I hear the fuel injectors fill up completely.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
That's gonna be super loud.
Why? Why is it not turning on?
Huh?
Ah! Ah!
We did it! So I finally got it turned on. The car just feels amazing. Then after that, I'm gonna tackle the exhaust and hopefully get that done next weekend so that the weekend after that, we could get alignment and tuned, get this bad girl back on the road, ready to push 450,000 horsepower. This project has been 3 months in the making. And to finally even get it turned on after it was down so much, bringing the old engine out, putting the new one in, it's just really cool. Like, I never thought I'd be able to do this, and it's just amazing. And then to have my little girlfriend here helping me, finally learning how to do car stuff. How do you feel?
And I'm still pissed about all the money we spent. And
we didn't
I don't have a
spend
car.
anything.